welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the period of June the 1st to the 15th, 2021. We're going to start with the Storyteller Oracle cards because I like how they set the stage for the reading. I developed these cards on purpose just to help me understand what the main story is before I do a reading. So let's see. What's going on for Pisces for June the 1st to the 15th? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's going on for Pisces? What's the main storyline here for the Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Now, what order do these cards go in? Let's see. Okay, let's just flip them over. Okay. All right, what's the first card, please? Thank you. Okay. All right. Pisces. I just did Pisces. Gemini. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope I said that before. Gemini. This is your reading. Let's find out what's going on for you, Gemini. I see that you're feeling a little impulsive about something. Interesting. Okay, let's find out what it is. Something is challenging your ability to see. This is good, actually, because you see polarized in reverse. That suggests that you're seeing the connections between things. So you're no longer seeing things as being us and them, or, that's not my problem. You're sort of seeing the interconnectedness of everything, and it's making you feel a little impulsive. Interesting. Yeah, it's challenging you, though. Like, this is really beautiful. The impulsivity could be coming in because now that you're starting to see the connectedness of everything, the sense of entanglement is starting to challenge you. So these cards are really interesting, all three of these together. It's almost like in your mind, you're starting to see the connections between everything, and that there is no such thing as coincidence, and that synchronicities really do indicate that you're moving forward on something that may have been part of the plan. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. And it could be making you feel a little jumpy and impulsive because you're like, well, wait a minute. Does our thought us is different than them, and me is different than you, and you're starting to see, no, we're all connected, and the concept is challenging you, Gemini. You're feeling challenged by all the connections you're feeling, and I think you're looking into the past and you're feeling, you've got regret here, and it's like you're feeling that as long as you look at the past, you're feeling kind of like, I don't know, you feel regret. It's like when you look back, now that you have these truths coming in, you're starting to frantically look at the past in kind of an impulsive way. And it could be because there's something in your inner child that is challenging you. So you could be looking at your past, very past, like you could be looking all the way back to when you were a child, and wondering with sort of a regret, attitude of, I wish, I woulda, I shoulda, regretting the things that you did not do. And it might have something to do with the relationships in your life today. You might be reflecting on the quality of the relationships that you hold with people today, or just how your past has impacted your ability to form relationships. Okay, or keep them, or to communicate within them. So yeah, confidence. Your confidence in relationships is something that you're starting to see connections to your childhood. So sort of, it's like you're seeing the root behind your confidence is in your childhood, and you're starting to sort of go through the motions of that, and it's causing a lot of emotionality here. You're an artist, Gemini. So you could be getting confused because, yeah, you want to create something and it's challenging. You've got sacral chakra here in reverse. So your desire to fulfill this feeling that you're like, I'm an artist and I want to do something about it, and I'm feeling kind of impulsive about it and regretful that I didn't have the confidence to do it in the past, is that kind of talk that you're talking to yourself in that way, it's holding back your creativity in a bit, and you're not able to transmute the feeling of fear to love. Like you've got to change the fear to love. You've got to change anger to compassion in order to start feeling that creativity flowing again, right? And so that you can move forward. Yeah, it's challenging you that you're awakening to some of these universal and spiritual truths, that we're all connected, and that my experience is based on my unique circumstance, which is the whole point. And we're all unique expressions of the same cloth, right? The same source. And so my journey is going to be different than your journey. But when you interact with me, that says something to you about you, not about, like it always comes back to being about the self. And it's like, when you think about your childhood here, Gemini, it's like you have some regrets, and then those regrets become the focus, and that blocks any of this artistic creativity and this awakening that you're experiencing. And those thoughts are false. Those thoughts about you not being able to do something, or that you have to choose fear over love, that's false. There's something that you keep telling yourself that's not true. And you're being directed to access your masculine energy, which is your more will, your drive, your, the true self. You really want to start drawing the lines between those dots that you keep thinking about, right? It's almost like you've scattered with feminine energy all of these seeds all over the ground. And now it's time to come in and actually make a garden and create rows and sections and start creating the lines so that what you've planted can grow. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Let's keep these on the sideline here, and we'll jump into the tarot cards to see a little bit more clarity on this for you, Gemini. Okay. So what is the presenting issue here for Gemini? What's going on for Gemini? June 1 to the 15th. Oops, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Thank you. Okay, Gemini. So we've got the Four of Wands. Okay, so the Four of Wands is a time where you're looking for the sense of inner rewards. You want to feel inner celebration. You want to be happy. You want to feel aligned with yourself. You want to feel like things just feel right, and that's on an inner level. The Four of Wands is definitely on an inner level. So what's challenging that for Gemini right now? Thank you. What's challenging that for Gemini right now, we got two cards flying out together. The first one is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups suggests that you're the kind of individual, Gemini, that can sort of ride the emotional waves and be an observer, and not become emotionally involved when it comes to emotions. Like you could witness a lot of stuff and not feel like, it's almost like you could be impartial, right? So that kind of, I don't want to say detached from emotions, but it's a level of aloofness that you possess that helps you manage your day, right? Like it actually does really assist you, but it's holding you back or challenging your ability to have this inner joy. And then I see the Nine of Swords in reverse, as also it came out with the King of Cups. So the Nine of Swords in reverse is a card that would suggest a challenge in overcoming fear and anxiety. So just like we saw in the Storyteller Oracle cards, you're blocking yourself with some of those false things that you keep telling yourself, okay? This is a card that describes Gemini energy, which is who we're reading for right now. So Gemini, it's like you're challenging yourself, okay? So your challenge is this emotional aloofness or a detachment or ability to not feel emotionally involved, and this inability to accept the things that you're afraid of as being just illusions in your mind, that you can undo these ropes. But you're up all night thinking about this, and it's challenging you to have this inner joy. It's really challenging you to have this sense of inner joy. Okay, Gemini. Yeah, this is your card, right? Nine of Swords, that represents Gemini. So, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So you're sort of getting in your own way, Gemini, with the fear, right? You're letting the fear win. And you had transmute come up, and I used fear as an example. So let's see, what's top of mind for Gemini as they go through this? Thank you. Top of mind for you right now is that you need to heal from something that's happened. You need to heal from it in a different environment. So this suggests a change of scenery. So you could be thinking of making a change into a new environment of some kind, something more healing. It looks like you need to leave a situation that has caused you some mental challenges, and it's time, in order to feel that inner joy that you want, you're like, I need to go, I need to leave, how do I get on this canoe, right? You're like, where's the canoe? How do I get on there? I need to get out of here. I need to cross all of this water, this emotional water, and deal with my mental shift that needs to take place around whatever it is. But I need distance. You need some distance from this. What is at the bottom of this story here? What's at the bottom line here? The bottom line here is you're re-examining your sense of authority. You're re-examining the masculine aspects of your life. Like we talked about, you need masculine energy right now to sort of draw new lines as you're creating your path forward with all the seeds that you've been planting. But it's like your sense of authority is being challenged right now. You're starting to wonder, who am I as a sense of authority? How do I respond to authority? Do I still feel the same way about things that I felt about before? Sort of like that father figure energy, right? Like the non-feminine part of you is challenged right now. It's like, because I think you're restructuring something, Gemini. You're restructuring something so that you can have more joy in your life. And the things stopping you right now is that you're sort of ignoring your emotions. It's almost like you think it's too foo-foo or too woo-woo to feel, and you're also afraid at the same time. And you're challenged by this mental fear and this not wanting to tap into the emotions. And at the end of the day, we see the Emperor here, which is Aries energy, but it's like the bottom line for you is that you're redefining who you are as an authority, and maybe redefining some of the lines in your life, like the major lines, like career, home, residence, partnerships. I'm not seeing much in this about partnerships. I think this is about inner joy and needing to leave a situation that's starting to cause mental conflict. And as a result, you're needing to let go of some of that fear and feel your way through this a bit with your intuition. But it's challenging because you're used to being more defined under different criteria as an authority in your life, right? So it looks like a big change is coming for you here in the beginning of June, Gemini. Okay, what are the recent past influences here for Gemini? Ooh. Page of Cups in reverse. So that would suggest that in the past there would have been a challenge for you to have a sort of self-sacrifice, as you wouldn't have necessarily seen self-sacrifice as a way to transform. You may have had challenges in relationships when it came to feeling something new for someone, and maybe not being able to communicate it, or feeling that, it wouldn't bloom. Okay, when you see the Page of Cups in reverse, it's almost like questioning the offer before it even comes, and sort of deciding that the outcome is going to be like this, even before the offer shows up, right? It's almost like just the vibe of emotion comes up, and you're like, no, let's not go there. There's no reason to get emotional. I can almost hear you saying that there's no reason to get emotional about this. Let's just Let's just stick to the facts. And that's not serving you anymore. Sticking to the facts isn't working, and you're starting to feel that big time. Interesting. This is cool. Yeah, 10 of Wands on the bottom as I was talking. So 10 of Wands is a time where you feel overburdened. So this whole thing is leaving you feeling like you don't want to keep going this way. You want a new start. So future influences, thank you, is Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is your counterpart. It's a Gemini, Gemini energy. And it's almost like your mental strength is going to be off the charts in the future. It's like once you, hang on, I'm just going to get another deck here for this clarifying. I just want to clarify, is the Queen of Swords here because Gemini is going to overcome their fear and in the future are going to be an immovable force? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, it looks like, well, it could go either way. You're definitely going to end a cycle. So something is going to close. And then it's going to be up to you to see the truth in that. So you could look at this and say, should I let my imagination take action? So this is actually very beautiful. It's almost like you are going to end a cycle and then see the truth about your imagination actually being a very, I feel the need to say valid. It's almost like you're discounting it, but that your imagination is a valid source of inspiration. And it's like you're going to see that. And then we see the Star card come up. So you are going to push forward and become the Queen of Swords. I think you're really going to step into who you are and you're going to heal here. But it is a choice. You know, it definitely is a choice. But I think in the future, you're going to see that your inspiration is a valid source of knowledge. That imagination can be valid. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not a legit way to go forward. It's almost like you need to have faith. You need to have faith and believe, right? And make your wish and let the emotion flow. Look at that water flowing. So that's really lovely. I hope for your present to future, I hope that process goes smooth for you, Gemini. I hope that you take this time to reflect. So what is the inner story for, okay, so the inner story for you, Gemini, right now is that it's hard to take a leap of faith. You're feeling really challenged to take a leap of faith. You want everything to be clear before you go. You want the T's crossed and the I's dotted, or whatever that expression is. You don't want to take a leap of faith. That's challenging you right now. The idea of taking a leap of faith seems too scary. It seems risky. It seems risky, and we see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Tower card come up. And here's Mr. Aquarius, the King of Swords. There he is. You could be dealing with an Aquarius here. You've got that's the second Aquarius card you have. So I feel like you have some Aquarian energy here going on, and that it's causing you to really feel like you're thinking about authenticity, and it's challenging you. You want to be authentic, and there's Justice, right? Another Libra card. All your air sign friends have come here to support you, Gemini. You're going through this like an air sign would. You're tackling it mentally. You need to look at it as something that could be dealt with emotionally as well, or with your intuition, your imagination, right? You're looking to see what's right and what's wrong. There's Libra. And it's an interesting situation for you, Gemini. Really interesting. Now, how does Gemini coming across in the external world? Well, it looks like in the external world, yep, it's a fear of what's unfamiliar. That's how other people are seeing you, that it's, in the external world, it looks like it's clear that the idea of change is scary, and that you're challenged to see the truth behind what's going on here. That, you might think this is just something that's been on your mind, but it's actually much more profound than that. There could be a spiritual truth here that you're not seeing. There could be a real clear understanding of maybe purpose, your purpose, that you're not seeing because you're dismissing your intuition, and you're not allowing the wheel of fortune you're resisting it, right? And you're not seeing the truth. The tower will fall. Okay, Gemini, the tower will fall. And so it's important to see the truth in that. Really interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so what do we want and what are we worried about? We want and worry about the ability to sustain. Oh, yeah, of course. Who doesn't worry about this? Yeah, we want to be able to have creative sustainability in our vision. We want to be loyal and constant, and we want to have feelings of, this passionate warmth about us because we're soulfully creating and sustainably and reliably, right? That's what you really want. That's a beautiful thing to be wanting. But you're also really afraid you can't have this, and that, that it's not possible. It's not realistic. The numbers don't add up. But the thing is that she doesn't think about numbers. She's just being driven by her fire, her soul, her intuition, her vitality. She has got enormous will and drive, and she knows that she can enrich her life fully, right? And sustainably. And I think that's what scares you a little bit here, Gemini. What's the final outcome? That came flying out. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups in reverse for your final outcome. So that suggests that it's going to be challenging for you to accept emotion. It's the emotion. Once the emotion hits, it's going to cause a bit of a challenge for you. Once you do this transition, once you walk the path of this timeline, I think you're going to find the thing to be the most challenging is the emotions. Maintaining a cool head is going to be where you feel the challenge the most. And it's going to be okay, because everything is going to be fine in the end anyway, with respect to whatever decision you make. If you decide to take your time, if you decide to, like we saw, impulsivity came up in the deck, that I know you want to, it feels like you want to make this change right away. And it's really just that you're talking yourself out of it. You're talking yourself out of it based on mental reasons, like logic. You're logicking yourself out of this, right? You're using you're using too much reasoning. You're reasoning it in the material world too much. Like I said, you're running numbers and you're forecasting finances. It feels like you want to change your career, or you want to move, or you want to do something risky, but you've decided it's risky. I'm not sure if it's actually risky or not, but all that matters is that you think it's risky. But it looks like you can have whatever you put your mind to, and that's the thing, right? Like whatever you put your mind to will be. And so we may as well put it towards what it is that you desire. How can we encourage Gemini as they walk this timeline? Oh, thank you. 3 cards. Okay. Oh my goodness. I love when Spirit is just so clear. Okay. It's taking risks. We're just talking about taking risks. Take a risk, Gemini. Be free. Spread those wings. Have a fly around the castle, okay? Everything's going to be all right. Flexibility. Don't determine the outcome before you're out of the gate. You don't know how it's going to turn out. Even if it doesn't make sense on paper, you need to be flexible with your vision of how you're going to implement this, and almost just allow it to be inspired. Let your inspiration guide you, and do this in solitude. You don't need to invite in a million opinions on this. That could be what is keeping you up at night, my friend. Because you keep talking about it with people who are talking you into being more logical instead of imaginative. So this is something between you and you, Gemini. These ropes can be undone by you. And there's a lot of truth coming at you here and a lot of transition. And we saw in the storyteller cards that confidence was an issue, and it could have something to do with relationships from when you were a child. So that might be something to look at. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And thank you for watching and liking and subscribing and commenting. It's always so nice to hear from you. And if this reading has resonated, my email is in the description below if you would like a personal reading. Okay, take care, Gemini, and we'll see you for the mid-June reading. Okay, take care, everyone.